Cropping Up Stocker, Zack, stock cropper, coming to you on June 14th, 2025. It was actually this day, now that I'm thinking about it, where I'm standing in this spot here. This is where the original stock cropper plot was that we launched on June 14th, 2020. I just had that thought as soon as I popped the video on. It's kind of fun, but wanted to make another video. I'm sorry that I haven't been on for the last, I think it's 3 weeks, last time since I came on talking about the changes that I had and the need for help. And I first want to say thank you to everyone that reached out to me. The support was almost a little overwhelming, and all the great leads. And I've been taking those leads and following up. It's been tough the last 3 weeks because, as you know, late May and early June is a super busy time. Been trying to get the crop to lay by. We do have all the corn sprayed. We have all the nitrogen on except for this plot and our hybrid plot with our different alternative row schematics done. That's all we've got left. It started raining though, and so we're struggling to get stuff done now, and we got a lot of rain the next couple days. But anyway, wanted to say thank you to folks again for the support in response to the last video. And today I'm going to walk you through the schematic, that I came up with in March, and show you what it looks like here in the field, and then talk about where I'm heading next weekend. That's what this video is going to be about. Okay, so here we have our I think what I called the pictures I put up, I call this the Quintuple Biopass. So this is our the new schematic I came up with in March. I had an idea. I was thinking about what we learned with our 60-inch twin row corn last year. So this is what this is. So you can see there's 3 strips here. These are 30-inch strips we made with the strip till bar. So 60 inches from that strip to that strip, and then we put a single 30 in between. And the idea was, let's use the power of having a twin row planter to cram a bunch of plants into basically a 68-inch footprint. When I say 68 inches, I mean it's 60 inches on center, but we're 4 inches off center for that twin row, and then 4 inches off center for that twin row. So 68-inch actual footprint. And then we're basically taking the same amount of plants that we would have in 4 strips, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're basically doing like what we would do in a 4-row and 4-row intercrop system, but we're compressing the plants into this window with a twin row planter, and then planting a lighter population. This is 20,000 in the middle, a single 30 in between. And the purpose of this is to for a couple purposes, help minimize, or I should say probably maximize the yield impact on this footprint by having more plants in this middle space here, given the fact that we're essentially taking away an extra 30 inches on the outside, and then also giving us weed control so that we don't have to come in here and try to manage a cover crop in between the 60-inch twins. So what we have planted here is each of these twin rows is at a population of 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, and then we have 20,000 or 19,000, something like that in between. And the reason for those numbers is it adds up when you take it across the full footprint. It equates out to a 34,000 per acre broad acre population. Okay. And then in between here we have 14.4 feet that is available to grow something else. And right now I have nothing growing there. I really wanted to come out and get oats seeded into this strip, but from a timing standpoint, with the way spring went, I wasn't able to get it done. It's part of the, not having full-time help anymore and a lot of stuff on me. I just wasn't able to get here in time, and I didn't want to put it in at the end of May. So I've just left this fallow for now, but I am going to come in and I'm going to put some sort of forage mix or clover mix into here, because that was the intention, was to have oats with clover underneath so that we could take the oat crop off. We have a window big enough that we can get a platform head in here, so like a 12 or a 13-foot platform head to harvest the oats, or if you're further south or places where you can grow wheat or have a market for that, where you could do that, and then have the clover come up and have the benefit of being able to rotate back and forth with a system like this, where, you know, the hack of this system is being able to compress the corn into a 6 to 8 inch footprint, but be able to get the yield out of it as if you had it across 4 rows instead of just the 3 with the arrangement, which opens up this window here to do something more meaningful with the alley crop in between, because you have a wider window, so it decreases the negative inflection of having just a 10-foot intercrop window that you would have with tall corn next to it that would shade out whatever you were growing in between. So we've got a couple replications of this. So this is another one here, and then you have the comparison with just 60-inch twin row corn, so you can kind of see the difference that I put in next to it here. So what we're doing though is we want to excuse me, really compare this system and compare it with, well, what if we just farmed normal like everyone else and had 30-inch corn? And so we have 30-inch corn right next door here, so we have 12 rows, and the reason we did 12 rows is I have an 8-row combine, and we're going to omit the outside 2 rows that are going to be next to the pasture gaps here on each side, so they don't get the edge effect. And we're just going to take the corn, the middle 8 rows out of here, and we'll do a yield check on that and weigh that and compare that to the per acre yield that we're getting out of that. And so this is really good productive ground. The reason I do this, it's not very long, it's only about 260 feet long in this stretch here, but it's all one soil type. It doesn't drown out, it drains well if we have a lot of rain like we're forecast to have this week, so we usually get good data out of this site. So we'll have a comparison of regular production at the same seeding population, 34,000 broad acre, versus the Quintuple Biopass. And, you know, like I said, if we would have had the oat yield, we'd have been able to calculate that in. But, you know, some things just don't work out perfectly. That's just the way it is. But I will get something established in here the next time we probably show this plot. We'll probably have something up. We just need it to dry out. I just got done with all the work 2 days ago, and then it started raining, and so that's how it goes. But if you think the corn looks a little droopy and floppy, there's a reason for that. We got a pretty good shot of rain last night, but I also sprayed some status herbicide on this 2 days ago, I think. So it's got a little floppy toppy to it. That's why the corn looks the way it does. But otherwise, I'm real happy with how this looks. The only thing we got to do is got to get some nitrogen on it. I've got to modify my my Ranger boom and put my drops on, and the plan is to put a bead of nitrogen on each side of the twin row, this one here and this one here, but I've got to make some adaptations for that to fit properly around the twin row on how my little bander is set up. So but I will say overall here in northern Iowa, I feel pretty fortunate compared to a year ago with what we were dealing with. Yeah, we've got some water standing this morning, but we pretty much have full stands, and the crop looks pretty good. And if the rest of the Corn Belt looks like this, look out below is kind of my fear right now. But yeah, definitely in better shape. I think last year this weekend I was replanting corn for the second time. I think it was June 13th or 14th when I was doing that, and it was just a big struggle. But anyway, a lot better shape. Things look really good for the most part, and as I like to say, better lucky than good. So I want to finish up the video here this morning, giving a plug to where I'm headed later this week, which is Jason Mauck's Farm Weird Field Day next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, June 21st, Gaston, Indiana, in sponsorship and cooperation with Acres USA magazine. It's going to be a very, very high quality event. I think this is the best event that Jason's ever organized, and the work that he's put into all the different demonstrations out there is it's fantastic. If you've been following him on Twitter or Facebook, I think this is by far the best setup that he's had to illustrate some of these concepts. If you're interested in that, I highly recommend making the effort to come out to it. You know, I made the decision this year to put the barns out in the countryside so that we can try to get more people that aren't able to travel to us for our field day that we've had for the last 5 years. So we've got barns positioned elsewhere, and that's why I'm headed out there. It's the first time I've been there to his field day since 2021, I believe. And excited to get back. Really excited to be able to talk a little bit at the stock cropper plot that he has. He's got our Cluster Cluck Nano 2 that is set up unbelievably well. The corn looks great, the pasture looks great. He's going to have it stocked with animals this week, and so you'll be able to see exactly what we've been doing out here in Iowa, live in person in north central Indiana. So he also has a VIP event, which I'll be at. I'm going to try to get out there. I'm going to leave early Friday morning and try to get out there for that event that you have to pay a little bit extra for, but I think you get a really nice prepared meal by Jason's cousin, who's some sort of, I think, culinary expert, and then a round of golf and hanging out and talking with all of the speakers and folks. Gary Zimmer, John Kemp, Jason, myself. There's going to be some others there as well, and I just can't recommend it enough. I'm really looking forward to getting a break away from the farm to get out there and to be able to visit with everyone. And if you've been following my work, or you've been following his work or other people's work, and you're interested in this space, I think these are the events that it's hard to break away from. It's going to be hard for me to leave. I've got stuff. I've still got beans to spray here at home, and we got a lot of rain and putting some stress on me a little bit. But I know that what I'm going to get back in making a 2 or 3 day investment is going to be more than worth the sacrifice for the farm to sit without me. So. Anyway, with that being said, I hope to see y'all there. It's going to be awesome, let's have a good time and gather and figure out ways how to make this farm weird thing work. So that is it for this week. Appreciate everyone's patience in the delay in content, but we're back. I'm happy to show folks the new schematic. I'm really excited for what that's gonna do. And we'll probably come from Jason's field day next weekend. I'll probably plan to shoot a bunch of content on Saturday, and then I'll try to edit something together and get it put out next Sunday morning, so folks can get a first-hand glimpse of, if they're not able to make it, what they missed out there. So that's it for now. Enjoy Father's Day weekend, and get busy living.